Good morning, Commissioners. I think I'm not sure if Commissioner Mamoli has commenced the meeting yet with the gavel, but I'm happy to proceed forward. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast live. Before we get started, I've asked Colleen Daly, the PFC Secretary, to conduct a roll call of the meeting participants.
Thank you, TT. Please unmute your device and confirm your presence when I call your name. Beginning roll call with the Commission. Commissioner Larry Mamoli.
Present.
Commissioner Dion Irish.
Present.
TT Lee, Legal Advisor.
Present.
Catherine Pendleton, Article Clerk.
Present.
And with PFD, Patrick Brophy, Chief of Operations.
Present.
James McGaffigan, Senior Project Manager.
Present.
James Sessom, Project Manager.
Present.
Robert Miller, Project Manager 2.
Present.
Alistair Lux, Staff Architect.
Present.
I'll read for the record the remainder of the individuals who are in attendance but will not be presenting in today's meeting. Attendees, do not unmute your device when your name is called. Rob Melvin, Carlton Jones, Paul Donnelly, Niall Murphy, Dana DiMatteo, Seamus Highland, and Commissioner John Dempsey. Thank you. This concludes roll call.
Thank you, Colleen. The first order of business before you this morning concerns draft meeting minutes for the Public Facilities Department and Department of Neighborhood Development from the prior meetings which took place on January 13, 2021. Is there a motion to approve these meeting minutes?
I make a motion to approve. Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting minutes for January 13th for PFD and D&D are hereby approved. This morning with the Public Facilities Department, we have Patrick Brophy, Chief of Operations. PFD has 7 vote requests on the agenda for today. Vote number 1 is being presented by James McGaffigan, Senior Project Manager for PFD, regarding the William E. Carter School project. Vote 1 is a request for approval to submit an application to the Office of the Inspector General's Office for a notice to proceed with procurement procedures under Mass General Laws, Chapter 149A, Sections 1 through 11, for construction management at-risk delivery method, and if granted, approval to enter into a construction management at-risk contract with a competitively and publicly procured qualified CM at-risk firm. James, if you would please present your vote request.
Good morning, Commissioners. Again, I'm here to request a vote to authorize and apply to the Office of the Inspector General for approval to contract with a construction manager at risk firm for the William E. Carter School project. The scope includes pre-construction services that will comprise of a detailed construction plan to facilitate construction on the project site. It will include pre-construction cost estimating, value management throughout each deliverable phase, perform design constructability reviews, and help refine the general requirements before the bid documents are issued. We'll work with the team to pre-qualify subcontractors and develop and define a project schedule, procure early construction work and long lead time items that will anticipate the difficulties and the limitations of the construction in an urban environment. The William E. Carter School, its borders Boston's Lower Roxbury and South End neighborhoods. The existing 14,000 square foot Carter School currently serves 30 students, and they range in age between 12 and 22. That's grades 7 through 12. The student population has intense disabilities and complex health needs. The current building was built in 1971 and it lacks many of the program elements and educational needs for the student population. Project goal is to construct a new 86,000 square foot, 3-story facility within the existing site. And that will allow the Carter School to serve up to 60 students. The project is currently in schematic design phase under the guidelines and procedures of the MSBA, as well as the requirements under the City of Boston. And if I could direct you to the PowerPoint slides. This is a slide of some of the students with staff. And the next slide is an aerial view. Sorry, we jumped ahead. So this is the aerial view. You can see the tight site and constraints that we have. The MBTA tracks are located directly behind the existing building. If we could show the next slide. This is a slide of the existing building. Again, a 1971 building, concrete block, in pretty poor condition. The next slide, please. And this is a slide of the interior of the building where rooms have been retrofitted to be multi-purpose. You've got gymnasium equipment with a school, inside classrooms. So with that, prior to using the CM at risk delivery method to procure a contract for construction, any building estimated to cost $5 million or more, an awarding authority must obtain a notice to proceed to use a CM at risk delivery method from the OIG. Under Chapter 149A, the OIG will issue a notice to proceed when the public agency has demonstrated the following 4 requirements. The public agency has determined that the use of the construction management at risk is appropriate for the building project. And if you can review the December 28th, 20 memo that details the reasons why a CM at risk method is preferred. The public agency has received authorization from the governing body to request approval from the OIG to utilize Chapter 149A procurement procedures. Also, the public agency has received authorization from the governing body to enter into a contract with the construction management at risk firm. Last but not least is the building project has an estimated construction value over $5 million. And for the foregoing reasons, I'm seeking the Public Facilities Commission for approval to apply to the Inspector General's office for a construction management at risk service. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
I have no questions. It's a great project. Glad to see it proceeding.
Great.
I have no questions either. I concur with Commissioner Mamoli. I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Vote
Thank you.
number 1 is hereby approved. Vote number 2 is being presented by James Sessom, Project Manager for PFD. Vote 2 is a request to award a contract to Collins Engineers Incorporated to provide architectural engineering and construction administration services associated with the Moon Island Seawall Public Works Project located at Moon Island, Boston Harbor. The contract price is recommended at $218,150 based on an estimated construction cost of $722,222. The term of this contract shall be 104 weeks from the date of execution. James, if you would please present your vote request.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here to request a vote for approval to award a professional design and construction administration services contract to Collins Engineers Incorporated for the Moon Island Seawall project. As an overview, the Public Facilities Department is managing design and construction of the project, which is located on the Moon Island. The area of work is a shoreline that abuts the Boston Fire Department's training facility. In addition, PFD is working with the Boston Fire Department to timely deliver the design services for this project within 2 years of the contract's execution date. Please note that this contract is exempt from Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 7C, Sections 44 through 57, as this is a contract for design and construction administration services for a public works project under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 3039M. The scope of design services consists of the chosen firm to recommend and design procedures for stabilization and repair of the seawall on Moon Island. Candidates had to show expertise in coastal engineering and resiliency consulting, as well as geotechnical engineering services. I direct your attention to the slides. The first slide shows the location of Moon Island as being part of the Boston Harbor Islands. The access for it is, as we know, is through Quincy. The second slide is a close-up of the island that shows the area that we're working on for this Chapter 3039 project. The following slide is a closer view that shows features that we will be using that would be part of the repair. And the third slide, this shows what has transpired since this report that was done in January 2006. We're out there in October 2020, and this spillway is on the northwest corner of the island. The fourth slide is of the section of the wall that's adjacent to the spillway. What is not shown is the remainder of the seawall, which is in various states of repair. The public advertisement process. The city publicly procured the architectural engineering and construction administration services for this Public Works Chapter 3039M construction process pursuant to the city's charter using an advertised request for qualifications. The advertisement was submitted to the city's Small Business Enterprise Office for distribution and notice on its listserv and for publication in the City Record in the Boston Globe of September 21st, 2020. Additionally, the advertisement appeared in the Massachusetts Secretary of State's Central Register weekly posting and in Combines of September 23rd, 2020. In response to the RFQ, 7 firms submitted statement of qualifications for the project, and they were opened on October 14th, 2020. A selection of committee comprised of 4 people with the expertise in design, planning, and construction from PFD and Boston Fire Department reviewed the qualifications of each firm on November 23rd, 2020, using the defined criteria in the request for qualifications. On November 23rd, 2020, 3 firms were shortlisted by the selection committee, and Collins Engineers Incorporated was recommended as the top design firm due to its team's expertise in marine engineering on 3039 public construction projects. In accordance with the RFQ's guidelines for design fee calculation, PFD and Collins Engineers Incorporated negotiated the design fee not to exceed $218,150, which includes the base service fee amount of $88,575, and includes and also additional service allowance was put forth of $129,575. The design fee is based on an estimated construction cost of $722,222 for the project. In conclusion, I'm seeking the Public Facilities Commissioner's approval to award a professional design and construction administration services contract to Collins Engineers Incorporated. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Once again, a great project, long overdue. Not sure if people understand that a lot of, it's not just this location, but throughout Boston Harbor and a lot of city properties, our maritime infrastructure needs a lot of investment. And it's great to see this project proceeding.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for a great presentation and for the work you're doing to support fire department. I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 2 is hereby approved. Vote number 3 is being presented by Robert Miller, Project Manager for PFD, for a request to award a contract to Cambridge 7 Associates Incorporated to provide architectural design and construction administration services associated with the 26 Court Street full renovation project located at 26 Court Street downtown. The contract price is recommended at $6,875,461 based on an estimated construction cost of $65,212,450. The term of this contract shall be 178 weeks from the date of execution. Rob, if you would please present your vote request.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm here to request a vote for approval to award a design and construction administration services contract to Cambridge 7 Associates for the 26 Court Street full renovation project. The Public Facilities Department, PFD, is managing the design and construction of the project, which is located at 26 Court Street in the Government Center section of Boston. In addition, PFD is working with Property Management Department to timely deliver the design and construction administration services for this project within 178 weeks of the contract's execution date. The scope of services consists of design and construction administration services that support the full interior and exterior renovations to 26 Court Street. The design will include heating, ventilation, and air conditioning upgrades, new electrical, fire protection and plumbing systems, window replacements, masonry restoration, elevator modernizations, office fit-outs, accessibility upgrades, fire alarm replacement, selective demolition, hazardous material abatement, waterproofing, site improvements, and office furniture, fixtures, and equipment, FF&E. If I may direct your attention to the PowerPoint slides for this project. So the first slide depicts a current aerial view and a 1935 to 1955 elevation view of the front of the building. As you can see, the building has not changed much in the last 75 to 85 years. However, of interest in the 1935 photo, you can notice 4 sculptures on the upper parapet. These sculptures do not remain today, as you can see, and the history of the removal is not known or documented. On the existing aerial view, you can see the pedestals where the sculptures once stood. You can also see from this photo how extremely limited the site is as far as space goes. It's a very tight urban site. On the second slide, displays the existing condition of the second floor. This condition is typical currently for floors 2 through 6. These floors were occupied by the Boston Public School Department up until their move to the Ferdinand Building in Nubian Square and have remained vacant since. In 2018, the city of Boston decided to undergo minimum renovations to reoccupy these floors. And during this stage, a multitude of unforeseen conditions were uncovered, including aging mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems that are beyond their useful life. At that time, it was evident the building needed to undergo a full renovation. If we can go to the third slide. So this slide shows the existing conditions on the 9th floor, which is typical of the current floors 7 through 11. These floors are currently occupied by PFD, DND, and EAP, and it is the goal after the renovation to move these departments back into the building. And the 4th slide provides the existing conditions of the winter chambers that we were all very familiar with. So the city publicly advertised for professional design services through request for qualifications and RFQ process pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 7C. The advertisement was submitted to the city's Small Local Business Enterprise Office, or the SLBE, for distribution and notice on its listserv, and for publication in the City Record and the Boston Globe on October 5th, 2020. Additionally, the advertisement appeared in the Massachusetts Secretary of State Central Register weekly posting and on Combis on October 7th, 2020. In response to the RFQ, 25 firms submitted statements of qualifications, or SOQs, for the project on October 21st, 2020. A selection committee comprised of 5 people with experience in design, planning, and construction from the City of Boston Public Facilities Department and Property Management Department reviewed the qualifications of each firm on November 9th, 2020, using the defined criteria in the RFQ. And during that selection committee meeting, the committee members shortlisted 6 firms. On December 7th and 11th, the 6 firms were invited to be interviewed for the selection committee by the selection committee, which were held remotely in an open forum on WebEx. And Cambridge 7 Associates was recommended as its top design firm due to its team's experience with large-scale multi-phase renovations, historic building facades, high-rise renovations, and construction in urban environments. In addition, the following subconsultants are state certified minority and women-owned business firms, otherwise known as MBE and WBE firms. VAV International, the plumbing and fire protection engineer, is an MBE. And the following 4 firms are WBEs: Niche Engineering, the civil engineer; JS Consultant Engineers, the code consultant; Horton Lees Brogdon, the lighting designer; and the Design Initiative is the interiors and FF&E designer. In accordance with the RFQ's guidelines for design fee calculation, PFD and Cambridge 7 Associates negotiated a design fee not to exceed $6,875,461, including $2,242,590 for additional services. The design fee is based on an estimated construction cost of $65,212,450 for the project. In conclusion, I am seeking the Public Facility Commission's approval to award a professional design and construction administration services contract to Cambridge 7 Associates. I am here to answer any questions you might have. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Again, a great project on this whole 26 Court Street renovation. I'd just really also want to throw out a compliment to Rob and Public Facilities Department on the wonderful job they've done at 12 Channel Street for the relocation of D&D so that we could actually proceed with these next steps and so forth. I think they've done a great job in a timely manner and good quality. With that, I got no further questions.
Thanks, I agree. Great project. Would love for us to figure out what happened with those statues. But other than that, I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Vote number 3 is hereby approved. Vote number 4 is also being presented by Robert Miller for the full renovation project for 26 Court Street. Vote 4 is a request for approval to submit an application to the Office of Inspector General for a notice to proceed with procurement procedures under Mass General Laws, Chapter 149A, Sections 1 through 11 for construction management at-risk delivery method, and if granted, approval to enter into a construction management at-risk contract with a competitively and publicly procured qualified CM at-risk firm. Rob, if you would please present your vote request.
Thank you, Commissioners. I'm also here to request a vote for authorization to apply to the Office of Inspector General, the OIG, for approval to contract with the construction manager at risk firm or CM at risk firm for the 26 Court Street full renovation project. The anticipated scope includes pre-construction services that will comprise of a detailed construction plan to facilitate construction on the project site, including pre-construction cost estimating and value management throughout each deliverable phase, the performance of design constructability reviews, help with refining general requirements before bid documents are issued, and working with the team to pre-qualify subcontractors and develop and define a project schedule and procure early construction work and long lead time items that anticipates the difficulties and limitations of construction in an urban environment. A quick project overview. The scope of the project includes the design and construction of the full renovation of 26 Court Street, which is a 175,000 square foot municipal office building housing a multitude of city agencies and services. The project will include upgrades to the building's mechanical, electrical, fire protection, and plumbing systems, accessibility improvements, facade restoration, and window replacements. And the design and construction will be required to obtain a minimum LEED certification rating of silver. The reason for request is that prior to the construction manager at risk delivery method, prior to using the CM at risk delivery method, otherwise known as CM at risk, as I mentioned, to procure a contract for the construction, reconstruction, installation, demolition, or repair of any building estimated to cost $5 million or more, an awarding authority must obtain a notice to proceed to use the CM at risk delivery method from the Office of the Inspector General. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 149A, Section 4, the OIG will issue a notice to proceed when the public agency has demonstrated A, the use of CM at risk services is appropriate for the building project and states in writing the reasons for the determination. Feel free to take a look at the attached February 4th, 2021 memo detailing the reasons for utilizing CM at risk method of project delivery. B, the public agency has received authorization from its governing body to request approval for the OIG to utilize Chapter 149A procurement procedures. C, the public agency has received authorization from its governing body to enter into a contract with the CM at risk firm. D, the building project has an estimated construction value of $5 million or more. For the foregoing reasons, I am seeking the Public Facility Commission's approval to apply to the OIG for CM at Risk services and can gladly discuss or answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
No questions.
No questions. Make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 4 is hereby approved. Vote number 5 is being presented by Chief Brophy. Vote 5 is a certificate of authority vote to amend the prior certificate to add Chief of Staff Niall Murphy as an authorized signatory for the Public Facilities Department. Chief Brophy is here to answer any questions you may have.
Yeah, just really briefly, I wanted to touch upon Niall Murphy. Niall has worked for the city for 7 years, most recently as the Deputy Chief of Staff to Mayor Martin Walsh. He's proven to be an effective leader, an innovative person, and excellent with organizational management. And I'm proud to have him as a Chief of Staff at the Public Facilities Department. And I have full faith and confidence in his ability to sign on behalf of me or the mayor on any of the documents pertaining to public facilities in terms of invoices, contracts, notice to proceed, and so it's all in the documents. But respectfully asking the Commission's authority to officially grant him that authorization, and I'm available for any questions, comments, or concerns. Niall is also on the call as well.
No questions?
Yeah, thanks for that presentation. We are very familiar with Niall and every department he's been involved with. Everything that he's touched, he's done an excellent job. So I am honored to make a motion that we approve this request.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners. And I just wanted to say, I appreciate your votes on the Carter School, Court Street, the seawall as well. Those are incredibly impactful projects, and thank you for your support, and especially Commissioner Mamoli, thank you for helping us with the swing space and providing a continuity of municipal services over at Channel Street. Your advice and counsel on the swing space has allowed Sheila Dillon and the Department of Neighborhood Development space to maintain their services to Boston constituencies. And obviously, we can't do much without the approval and assent of Commissioner Irish and his work in inspectional services. So it truly is a team effort, and thank you very, very much. We look forward to reopening this Court Street in a short 170-something weeks, and it will be premier Boston Municipal Office space. So thank you very much for your votes on all of them. Thank you.
You're welcome, Chief. I do solicit your help again in solving the mystery of the statue at some point.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Vote number 5 is hereby approved. Vote number 6 is being presented by Alistair Lutz, Staff Architect for PFD. Chief Brophy may also choose to speak on the matter following Alistair's presentation. Vote 6 concerns a proposed site selection recommendation and order of taking for 37 East Street in the Dorchester District of the City of Boston. Alistair, if you would please present your vote request.
You're on mute, Alistair.
Alistair, you're on mute.
My apologies. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here to request a vote for an approval of an order of taking for the land with any building and improvement thereon located at 37 East Street, Dorchester. The City of Boston has identified this property as a new building site for the future municipal use and development of the new Engine 17 fire station for the Boston Fire Department. The owner is the First Parish Church Dorchester, a religious entity organized under MGL Chapter 180, with an address of 10 Parish Street, Dorchester, Massachusetts, 02122. If I may direct your attention to the PowerPoint slides for this project. This first slide depicts the plan entitled Order of Taking of 37 East Street, Boston, Dorchester District, Massachusetts, as prepared by Survey and Mapping Consultants Incorporated, dated February 5th, 2021. Property consists of roughly 17,472 square feet of land area with any building and improvements thereon, and is uniquely suited to meet Boston Fire Department needs. Acquisition of this property would facilitate the city's efforts to replace and improve the existing Engine 17 fire station, currently located on the parcel which abuts the property at 19 Paris Street. The property would uniquely enable the much-needed expansion and improvement of the existing Engine 17 fire station with new state-of-the-art facilities, as well as enable improved operations. The property offers the option of direct vehicular access suitable for fire trucks onto the main road on Winter Street, which is superior to the access onto Paris Street currently provided by the existing Engine 17 fire station. Furthermore, the proximity of the property next to the existing Engine 17 fire station will not only provide a path for possible merger of the two parcels for further expansion and provide for parking needs for Boston Fire Department personnel, but will also allow Boston Fire Department to continue to maintain its long-term residency in the area and continue to serve and benefit all of Boston residents and businesses in and around the Meeting House Hill community. If I may direct your attention to some additional PowerPoint slides for this project. This second slide depicts an aerial view of the East Street parcel. And the third slide displays an outline of the Meeting House Hill neighborhood within the context of the larger neighborhood. Engine 17 and Ladder 7 currently serve parts of Dorchester, Lower Roxbury, and South Boston. Our slide shows the firehouse at 19 Paris Street prior to major renovations circa 1947. And the fifth slide shows same firehouse at 19 Paris Street after major renovations circa 1990. And then the sixth slide shows current existing conditions at street level at 37 East. Over the past several months, Chief of Operations Patrick Brophy has led PFD and Boston Fire Department in meetings with First Parish Church Dorchester. This effort has resulted in mutually agreeable terms for the acquisition of the property via eminent domain taking, with price and pro tanto payment of $1,100,000. The as-of-right appraised value dated July 5th, 2020, provided an estimated market rate value of $1,260,000. The difference of the estimated value and acquisition price results in a cost savings of $160,000 for the acquisition. Boston Fire Department and First Parish Church Dorchester also reached mutually agreeable memorandum of understanding, which seeks to memorialize the long-standing neighbor relationship between Boston Fire Department and First Parish Church Dorchester that they have shared over many decades to provide good faith efforts to address the direct impacts arising from the acquisition of the property. If the city were to acquire the above referenced parcel, the city, through its Public Facilities Department, is committed to engaging in design through a robust community process. The community-driven design of the new fire station will incorporate Boston Fire Department's forward-thinking health and safety programs for firefighters. Community engagement activity will be an informative, lengthy, and comprehensive process that will give individuals the opportunity to openly express their concerns around building design and impact. The design process will provide a forum for the design team to discuss neighborhood desires regarding schedule, impact, exterior facade, elevation, building materials, and operational concerns. Design charrette is a very important step in the project development. The City of Boston prides itself on its inclusive process that will result in the construction of a public safety facility that will complement the existing architectural character and the needs of the neighborhood. In conclusion, for the foregoing reasons, I am seeking the PFC's approval of the order of taking for 37 East Street, Dorchester. I look forward to discussing and answering any questions you may have, and thank you for your time and review of this important matter.
It is a great project. I think you did a great job in terms of site acquisition, obviously right next to the existing firehouse. Good luck, let's build it. No other questions?
TT, could I interrupt for a quick second just to speak
of
on
course.
this?
Sure.
Joining us today is our Honorable Commissioner Jack Dempsey, the Commissioner of the Boston Fire Department. I will, after my comments, ask if the Commissioner would like to speak. This is a really big deal. I want to specifically call out TT for your assistance in this. This was a very challenging acquisition in terms of trying to work out the finer details of shared parking and shared use of open space up there. From Alistair, thank you for your presentation. From the presentation, you can tell that this is a very tight space. It's situated between the First Parish Church of Dorchester, the Mather School, and the fire station. Together with the Boston Fire Department and under the leadership and direction of the Commissioner, we are proud to build facilities that put firefighter safety at the forefront of our design. And it will undoubtedly be one of the premier fire stations absolutely in Boston. I would hazard a guess that if it's not the Northeast and the country, in terms of what we're doing to protect our firefighters from cancer and other harmful toxins that these heroes of Boston subject themselves to on a daily basis. Working with our partners at the First Parish Church of Dorchester has been a very enlightening and pleasurable experience. They are a community resource that has been there for longer than anyone on this call has been alive. One of the very first parishes established in Boston, and it is easily seen from the expressway as you drive by and you look up, you can see the shining white beacon of their steeple. This was something that was the mayor wanted to make sure that this was. He felt very strongly about this renovation project, and we are incredibly grateful and thankful to the First Parish Church of Dorchester to be able to acquire this property in a very friendly way, and we're going to work it out so that the neighborhood is very, very proud of this facility, and that we are good neighbors and good stewards of the land. So with that, I'm going to cede my time to Commissioner Dempsey, and I thank you very much for your consideration when you consider authorizing this staking, as it is very, very important for us to do this in a transparent way whenever a government takes property.
Morning. Yeah, thank you. And I want to add to what Pat has said. This is a huge project for us. We haven't had firehouses built in over 25 years, and this will be the second one. In the past, we have Engine 42 over at Eggleston Square being done right now. So these buildings are going to be green, and they're also going to be firefighter looking out for the health of all our firefighters, broken down into 3 different areas, hot, warm, and cold zones. So it'll keep the carcinogens down on the main floor. There'll be air exchange going up to the second floor, and then it'll be nice, healthy living arrangements on the upstairs. Cancer has been a huge issue in not only the Boston Fire Department, but all fire departments. Over the years, with the plastics and all the other synthetic materials that burn, we've had huge amounts of people come down with cancers. So this is going to go a long way because in prior to this, I look at the old firehouse. You pull in there, it's all exposed. Everything that we get at a fire, we bring back to the firehouse. So we've come a long way with former Commissioner Joe Finn and with me, Marty Walsh. and looking out for the health of the fire department. So we're really thrilled about this, and not only for the firefighters' sake, but the neighborhood. We've been along forever in that neighborhood, and we get along great with the people in the church, and that's going to continue. I give my word on that. This new firehouse is going to give the neighborhood people much better access to the firehouse. They'll be able to walk in right off Winter Street instead of having to go up Paris Street and then so it's going to be a lot more accessible to the neighbors, and it's gonna be a beautiful building, and we're really looking forward to it. So I thank you and hope that you can pass this for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank Commissioner Dempsey and Chief Brophy. I think it's important that you were able to shed light on the working environment and the challenges that our firefighters face, and why these type of investments are needed to build new firehouses that are healthier, and also to renovate existing ones. So I'm honored again to make a motion to approve this request.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Vote number 6 is hereby approved. The final vote on today's agenda is vote number 7, is also being presented by Alistair Lutz, and is a request for the intra-city transfer of the care, custody, management, and control from the Public Facilities Department to the Boston Fire Department of a certain parcel of land with any building and improvements thereon located at 37 East Street in the Dorchester District of the City of Boston. Alistair, if you would please present your vote request.
Good morning once again, Commissioners. Subject to the approval of the Public Facilities Commission of the acquisition of land via eminent domain taking with any building and improvements thereon located at 37 East Street, Dorchester, consisting of roughly 17,472 square feet of land area, Public Facilities Department respectfully requests that the PFC vote to transfer the care, custody, management, and control of the property from PFD, the care, custody, management, and control of the Boston Fire Department. Purpose of the acquisition as presented by PFD aims to assist the Boston Fire Department in addressing deficiencies constructing a new Engine 17 fire station and to assist in addressing the Boston Fire Department's unique property and operational needs as presented during the previous vote 6 today. On transfer of the property, PFD will collaborate with the Boston Fire Department on the design and construction of the new Engine 17 fire station. For the foregoing reasons, I am seeking the PFC's approval of the vote request to transfer the care, custody, management, and control of the property from PFD to the care, custody, management, and control of the Boston Fire Department. I look forward to discussing and answering any questions you may have, and thank you for your time, consideration, and review of this important matter.
No questions. I just want to make a comment on the taking. Having done that in the past, I congratulate both Chief Brophy and TT. Eminent domain takings are not as easy as people think they are. And I congratulate you on the successful effort. Other than that, no questions.
No questions either. I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's all yours. No, Commish.
Really thrilled. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Thank you to everyone who worked on this. Much appreciated.
Vote number 7 is hereby approved. This concludes PFD's agenda for today. Is there a motion to adjourn this portion of the meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Meeting is adjourned.